Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to demystify the Iowa workforce development unemployment process. Look, bureaucracy can feel incredibly overwhelming, but we're here to break it all down, cut through the red tape, and help you confidently secure the benefits you absolutely deserve.
So are you navigating the challenging aftermath of a job loss right now in Iowa? If so, I want you to just take a deep breath. Experiencing an unexpected job loss or even a sudden reduction in your hours is incredibly stressful. It completely upends your routine, your finances, and honestly, your peace of mind. Your current situation is completely valid, and it's perfectly normal to feel a bit anxious about what comes next.
But don't worry, because we're here to guide you through the entire process of filing for unemployment online. Think of this explainer as your personal roadmap. We're going to transform what might look like an intimidating bureaucratic maze into a series of easy, manageable, and actionable steps to make sure you get the support you need.
Here's exactly what we're going to cover today. Understanding your eligibility, preparing your information, filing online, what to expect after you file, maintaining your eligibility, and finally, avoiding pitfalls and handling appeals. Let's get right into it. Section 1. Understanding your eligibility. Let's clear up exactly who actually qualifies.
Okay, so before you spend any time filling out forms, let's look at the core criteria. You have to meet these fundamental rules. First, you've got to be legally authorized to work in the U.S. Second, you must be totally or partially unemployed. And hey, that means even if your hours were just significantly reduced through no fault of your own, you might still qualify. Third, you need to have earned minimum wages in covered jobs over the last 15 to 18 months. And finally, you have to be physically able to work, available to accept a job, and actively seeking suitable work.
Now, the state figures out if you've actually earned enough using what they call a base period. Think of it like a specific window of time. It's basically the first 4 of your last 5 completed calendar quarters right before you file your claim. The quarter you file in and the one right before it, those are usually considered lag quarters, and they aren't used in the math. The wages you earned in that specific base period window are what dictate your monetary eligibility and how much your weekly benefit amount will be.
But beyond the math, the reason for your job loss is huge. The crucial point here is that you must be out of work through no fault of your own. So general layoffs or company closures, those absolutely qualify. But being fired for deliberate misconduct like theft, excessive unexcused absences, things like that, will definitely disqualify you. Same goes for voluntarily quitting. If you quit just because you dislike the pay or didn't have a reliable ride, you generally won't qualify. There are some rare exceptions for quitting with good cause, like documented dangerous working conditions, but those are strict.
Moving on to Section 2, preparing your information. It's time to gather exactly what you need.
Getting all this together beforehand is a real game changer. Having this specific checklist ready is going to make your online application incredibly smooth and totally prevent those super frustrating session timeouts on the website. You're going to need your social security number, documents to verify your identity through ID.me, and all the details for your last employer. That means their name, payroll address, phone number, and your exact start and end dates. Grab your bank account and routing numbers too for direct deposit. And a quick note, if you recently served in the military or work for the federal government, have your DD-214 or Standard Form 8 ready to go.
All right, Section 3, filing your claim online. Let's get this submitted.
With our documents all neatly organized, we're ready for the main event, officially filing your claim. Here's how it goes down. Step 1, head over to iowaworks.gov. It's available 24/7. Click Sign In or Register and pick Individual Registration. Step 2, the system will have you securely verify your identity using ID.me. Step 3, you'll fill out your wage and separation history. Now, during this step, the system is going to automatically prompt you to build and upload an active resume. Don't skip this. It isn't optional. It fulfills the state's mandatory work registration requirement. And finally, Step 4, once you hit Submit, you'll see a confirmation page. Save that confirmation number immediately for your records. Literally, take a screenshot or write it down right then and there.
Okay, pause. Before we move on, I want to explicitly warn you about a massive pitfall. Do not delay your application. You have got to apply no later than the first Friday of your unemployment, or you will completely lose that first week of benefits. There are absolutely no exceptions to this rule. Your claim always becomes effective the Sunday of the week you file, not the actual day you lost your job. So, long story short, file immediately.
Which brings us to Section 4. What to expect next while you're waiting for approval.
It is totally normal to feel a bit anxious waiting for a response. So let's map out the timeline. Processing your initial application usually takes a few weeks. But here is the single most important thing you need to know. Even though you're waiting for an approval decision, it is absolutely vital that you immediately begin filing weekly claims. If you don't file those weekly claims while you're waiting, you will not get back paid for that waiting period once you are approved. Once everything is up and running, benefits in Iowa last a maximum of 16 to 26 weeks, and your payments will conveniently arrive via direct deposit or a state-issued debit card.
Section 5. Maintaining your weekly eligibility. Let's keep those benefits coming.
Getting that initial approval letter is really only half the battle. I want you to burn this number into your memory. 4. 4 is the exact mandatory number of re-employment activities you must complete and meticulously log into your Iowa Works portal every single week to keep your checks coming.
So what does this weekly routine actually look like? Well, out of those 4 re-employment activities, at least 3 of them must be actual job applications. You've got to file your weekly claim between Sunday and Friday. Remember, there is no reporting on Saturdays. If you happen to pick up some part-time work, you must report your gross earnings before taxes during the exact week you worked those hours, not the week you actually get the paycheck. And please, be totally honest with your job search. Applying for the exact same job with the same employer within a 6-week window? Yeah, that doesn't count towards your mandatory 4 activities.
Section 6. Avoiding pitfalls and denials. Let's talk about the common gotchas.
Even super careful applicants can make paperwork errors, so let's look at the traps you need to watch out for. First up, excessive earnings. If you work part-time and earn $15 or more above your weekly benefit amount, it will completely wipe out your unemployment check for that week. Second, payouts like severance or paid time off are highly deductive and absolutely must be reported. Third, if you're offered what's considered suitable work based on your prior wages and you refuse it, you can lose your benefits. And finally, if you stop filing weekly claims for a bit, say you tried a new job that didn't work out, you can't just pick up where you left off. You must officially file a new initial claim application to reactivate your status.
Now, what happens if your former employer protests your claim or the state just straight up denies it? You absolutely have the right to appeal, but listen to me, the clock ticks fast. You have a rigid 10-day window to file a first-level appeal to an administrative law judge. If you disagree with that judge's decision, you then have 15 days to request a second-level review by the Employment Appeal Board. Beyond that, you have 30 days for a third-level judicial review. The big takeaway here, watch your physical mail and your online portal like a hawk and never, ever ignore a deadline.
We've covered a lot of ground in this explainer, from understanding base periods all the way to weekly maintenance. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought. How will you organize your weekly job search routine to ensure you never miss a required re-employment activity? Building a reliable, stress-free routine right now is absolutely the best way to protect your benefits while you transition to your next great career opportunity. Before we wrap up, please keep in mind, this explainer is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. The unemployment filing process can vary over time and by individual circumstances, so always consult the official Iowa Workforce Development resources for the most current information. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please share this explainer with anyone else in your network who might be facing a recent job loss and could use a guiding hand right now. Stay focused, take care of yourself, and remember, you've got this.